Hello. Okay, guys, we are live. So, hey everyone, in this video, we are going to connect our domain name with our EC2 instance. And trust me, after this video, you are going to thank me. Okay, I system फाड़ दिया इस वीडियो में. So yes, you can comment below after end of this video. You can comment below how it was helpful for you. And trust me, this is the video which you're going to need into your entire web development journey for connecting a domain name to your front end or either your back end. The process is same. We are using a back end in EC2, but the process is same for front end also. Okay, and one more thing, it's like suppose I have one backend, I have one full stack project, I have two full stack project, I have three full stack projects. Do you think I'm gonna need three different domains, domain name, have to purchase three different domain names for these three projects? Not necessarily. You can do that if they are totally different projects, but if you are just fooling, like if you are just playing around, like just like me, creating temporary projects and just learning stuff, and you just need one domain name which works on every project, what you can do is you can create a subdomain of a single domain name. That's what we are going to do today. Okay, so in the last video I advised you to please purchase a domain name. If you haven't purchased, you can just watch this video directly. You can just yeah, save it for later, but I would say please purchase it. It's a very small process, and I think for 1 year it would be charging you around 4 to 500 rupees or maybe less. So you can check some domains available in GoDaddy. I'm using GoDaddy because like it's the most reliable one, but yeah, you can use Hostinger also and other services also, but I think GoDaddy is the most reliable one, and foreigners also use this service, so I think this is also a good one. Okay, so what I did was, first let me give you an update. In the last video also I gave you this update. I purchased a domain name with my name at GoDaddy. Okay, so you can do the same. Just go to their website, search for a domain name and search for an extension which you like, which you feel. It's not necessarily to go for .in. You can go with any extension. Okay, it's not compulsory. You can find the cheapest one also, that's also fine. Like it's like somewhat like .xyz, .co, and different types of extensions are here. So not necessarily .in is required. You can go with any domain name. Okay, so basically this is my domain name. What I'm going to do is I am going to host one backend into this domain name. Actually, you're going to create subdomain name. What subdomain name? So you can see that in the if I go here, if I go to manage DNS. Okay, hi Shivam Chaudhary, how are you? Here you can see that in this DNS part, you can see that we have free. Okay, free is what? Free is just a text which I have written here. I can write anything here. Instead of free, I could have written anything here. But why have I written free? It's just like, yeah, I just write it. Okay, so if I just write free dot harshaljain.in. Free is actually the subdomain. That means I can create a lot of subdomains for different backends. Okay, one of the backend is running on this subdomain. Okay, so this domain name harshaljain.in is now one domain. Inside this, I can create a lot of subdomains for different backends, for different full stack projects, for different front ends. Okay, so now your worry might be gone. You might be thinking, oh yeah, Harshal bhai, you purchased a domain name and you are assigning a backend to it. I'm not assigning a backend to this domain name. I'm assigning my backend to the subdomain of this domain name. What's the subdomain? Free, right? I can write anything else also. I can choose any other name also, but yeah, I have to write some rules. That's what we're going to do today. Suppose my subdomain name is XYZ. I can also create it this way. But yeah, first you need to purchase a domain name. That's the first task which you need. Okay, after that, leave it everything on me. We are going to do everything today. Okay, so our main job is to make this live. This is my backend running on this subdomain. That is, domain name is what? Harshaljain.in. Subdomain is what? XYZ or anything. Okay, right now it's not there in XYZ, it's not in XYZ, but we can create a lot of different subdomains. It's right now in free. just a text. Okay, it can be anything else. Okay, so that's what we're going to do today. And remember, this is the only video which you're going to need whenever you are trying to do full stack things. We are going to host things. This is the only video which you're going to need for hosting stuff. Okay, so let me just give you a reminder what we did till now yesterday, and I'll just give you a quick recap. Okay, so first, in the very first video of EC2, you can go to the channel Geeks for Geeks Development. There you would find the complete series. First, what we did was we learned about EC2. We created an instance of EC2, right? Then in the last video, we actually pushed our Node.js backend from a local machine to GitHub to EC2. So even if we make an update in future into our backend code, it would be first uploaded to GitHub, then the updates would be sent to EC2. So it's a very seamless, more privacy, more secure, and the best way to actually upload your backend to EC2 from local machine to EC2 using GitHub. Fine, this is what we did yesterday. And also one more task for yesterday was nginx, but we didn't cover that yesterday, but we are going to cover that today. Okay, so in short, the purpose of nginx is if you have some port, like you can see 8001, 8002, 8003, multiple backends are running, but on a single IP address xyz.abc.def. That's what we discovered yesterday. So what you can do is you can bypass these ports. Instead of writing the ports, you can directly write the domain name, or you can directly write the port. That's what we're going to discuss today. So keep this one on hold. I'll just set up nginx. I'll explain this with an example. Okay, so that's what we're going to do today. After hosting things on nginx, what we are going to do is I'm sorry, I'm going to write this. Let me just write it. Okay, explain what I'm trying to say. All right. Right, so suppose right now I'm only taking one port, and suppose our IP address is what? So I'll just go to my EC2 instance. I'll just log in with AWS. Okay, there you will understand. So I'll just get the IP address which you are working on. So I'll just sign in. Now I'm signed in, instances, and this was the backend which we created, right? And this was the IP address. So if I just copy this IP address, and if I paste this IP address, and if I write 8001, okay, this is where our backend was running, right? The backend was running, you can see. Our first job is to remove this port. Our first job is to remove this port. How you can do that? You can do that with the help of nginx. Okay, you can do that with the help of nginx, right? So nginx would be actually used to bypass this. Very simple explanation. Okay, let me just write. So the purpose of nginx would be to convert this to actually this. That means we need to just remove the mention of our port. Okay, we won't be mentioning our port from now. Okay, so that is the purpose of nginx, right? That's it. That's what we want to do with the help of nginx. Perfect. Let me just write here with the help of nginx, nginx. Okay, so that means if suppose someone is requesting let me just copy and paste it here. Okay, so suppose someone is requesting this URL in their browser. What we are going to do is, with the help of nginx, this URL is going to be sent to which port? To our 8001 port, right? To our 8001 port. That's what we're going to do. Okay, so this is going to be done with the help of nginx. Okay, so that's it. So let's first of all go to our instance. Very easy. It's just going to be a few steps, and I've actually mentioned it into my readme file. So I'm going to share this readme file also in the comment section, or somewhere you can message me also, like via I'll just do one thing. I'll just create a Git repository for it. Okay, just a second. Here itself, I'm going to create a Git repository. So from here, you can get the README file. Okay, so I'll just say that AWS nginx SSL domain README. That's what we're going to have. So that's why I've named it something like that. Very important. This is going to be very important. I'm just creating it. You don't need to create it. I'll share this file with you. I'm just uploading a file here, and this is free for you all, a gift from me. Okay, so that these are some steps. Okay, so I'll just upload my file. Just a second. I think my file was here. Okay, just a second. I'll just create a new file here and I'll just name it as AWS instructions. Okay, and I'll just paste it here and I'll just open it with VS Code. I'll just upload this code there. Okay, so guys, what I did right now is I have uploaded this instructions file into a Git repository. So from next time, what you need to do is you need to follow my instructions. So you can just check out this repo. I have shared this repository link into the live chat. You can check it out from there. Or what you can do is you can just visit my GitHub profile by typing github.com/viraj014. You can follow me here if you want to contact me. If you miss out something, you can contact me here. Okay, what you need to do is just go to repositories. Here you have AWS Nginx SSL domain readme. Okay, this is very important. Just mark it as a star or save it somewhere. Why? Because I have provided the instructions inside this. Okay, so you can see we have instruction.txt. These are all the commands which I'm using in my EC2 instance. That's why. Okay, so till now I think yes, we have covered things till this PM2 start stop. We have covered things till now. In the last video we have covered this much. From today we have to cover the rest. Okay, cover that. That's why I mentioned these command. Very important. Okay, that's why I mentioned it. You can just use this for reference. Okay, for reference, right? I hope now you have this. Let's continue. Okay, so now what we need to do is I'll just go on connect. Very easy. Just go on connect and make sure you have purchased the domain name, whatever domain name you want. Make sure you purchase it. If you get a free domain name from somewhere, that's also great, but I think in most cases you don't get a free domain name. But I'll mention a website named as Freenom. I wasn't able to use that website because it wasn't working. But if you have some kind of website which provides free domain, you can go with that. But I would be going with this one, okay? Going with this one because obviously, like, free domain is like free service. At one point of time, you have to leave that domain name. So it's always great to just buy one, okay? I bought this domain name for 3 years. So like it's with me for 3 years. I can create infinite subdomains. There's no problem, right? I can create a lot of subdomains here. I can use this for a lot of projects. Single domain name can be used for multiple projects if I create subdomain of this. Okay, so I can use it for a lot of projects, not only single projects at one time. Okay, I can use it at same time. I can use it for a lot of projects. That's what we're going to do. We're going to use it for the project by using free subdomain. Similarly, we can use it for a lot of names. I'm just going to explain that later. Instead of free, you can write anything else. You can write XYZ, whatever you want. But yeah, you have to verify it here. I've just picked the name here. Okay. Instead of this free, I could have written XYZ. Then I would have a domain name, subdomain name named as XYZ. Okay. I hope you're getting some reference. We'll cover this later on today. Right now, you have the instructions. Okay. So now our EC2 instance, you can see that it's available here. First thing what you need to do is you need to just go to the repository which I provided and open this page. Okay, so first of all you can see that we have covered till now PM2 start stop. This was done. Now what you need to do is one more important thing which you need to do is, like, suppose if for example you can see that right now our machine is running. If I just stop my EC2 instance, completely stop, that means you close the EC2 instance. Okay, you stop the EC2 instance and you restart the EC2 instance. In that case your backend would stop. So I don't want that. So first of all what I'll do is I'll just say just save this, just save whatever is running right now, just save those things. Okay, so I'll just copy and paste it here, PM2 save. Okay, I hope this is visible, right? I think now it's more visible. Okay, PM2 save, right? And one more thing is PM2 startup. Startup simply means when you restart your backend, whatever was saved just restarts. Okay, so now it's saved forever. So okay, so I'll just paste it here. Okay, I'm sorry, I'll just write directly PM2 STARTUP startup. Okay, so you can see that yes, now I added this command. This command basically do one thing, like if you restart the system, it would remember what backend you are running, what backend code you are running, and it would just restart again that code. Okay, so that's very helpful. You don't need to type things manually again and again. Okay, so that happens when some server crashes or things like that. You have to restart the server. Automatically, your code would also be restarted. Your backend code would also start running again. Okay, you don't need to type this command PM2 start or PM2 start index dot. No, you don't need to start that. Okay, fine. Now let's install Nginx. So I'll just copy this. Okay, and I will paste it here. So this would actually install nginx. Okay, so you need to write y. Okay, so you can see that now it's installing. After this, guys, what you need to do is you just need to edit the file inside nginx. Okay, what I want is I want to bypass this port name. I want to bypass this port name. I would say if I write this IP address directly, you can see since I just now installed nginx, you would get this page. You can see nginx is installed. That's why I'm getting this page. Okay, so if you install nginx, you will get this page. Now what I want is when I just type it like this, I want to show the result of port number 8000. That means I want to remove this port. I want to directly show the result. How can I do that? So for that, first of all, I'll just load it like this. Now I'll just go to this file, okay, Ubuntu, and here I am just going to okay, we have proxy pass, yeah, this one. Okay, so here first of all I'll just copy this much. Okay, actually I'll just copy this much, so just copy, control C, just copy. And remember, your backend is running where? In localhost 8001. Okay, my backend is running on localhost 8001. If I write port as localhost 8001, okay, localhost is inside, but yeah, you can assume that this is localhost and 8000. My backend is running here, right? So what you need to do is you have to write 8001 here also. Okay, so I'll just copy this first, just copy this. Okay, and then just go to your console. Okay, just go to your console, and first of all, okay, I need to go inside that file. Okay, so this is the file location, just copy this file. Okay, I'm actually saying I want to edit the content inside this file, sudo nano nginx. This is the script file of nginx. Okay, so if I hit enter, you can see that now we are inside the script file of nginx. Just pass the downward arrow. Okay, you can see, just click the downward arrow and you can see that I'm able to move here. Okay, now here guys, what you need to do is okay, just a second. Yes. So first of all, I'll just pass the hashtag sign. So it would just comment things out. Okay, it would comment things out. Now, guys, what I need to do is I just need to paste the command which I copied from here. Okay, so what I copied from here, you have to just copy this much part, copy this much part. So copy. Okay, and now, guys, what I need to do is I'll just paste it here. Okay, just paste it here. So you can see that I have pasted stuff here. Done. Okay, and I think I did one mistake maybe. Okay, just a second, guys. I'll just press Control X and just press no. I'll just restart the file. I think I did one mistake, and I'll just zoom out a bit. Okay, fine. Yes, so now again we are here. Okay, we are here, and you can see that we have a lot things here. Okay, yes, yes, here you can come to this file location. Yes, you can come to this file and just pass the hashtag sign. Okay, that's it. Just pass the hashtag sign. Once you pass the hashtag sign, then hit enter, and just paste these lines. Okay, just paste these lines. Okay, now what you have done is, why is it not working properly? Yes, it's working properly. Okay, so what you have done is, you can see that I have simply pasted this much. Yes, I have pasted this much. You can see that I have pasted this much. Here what you need to do is just make it 8001. That's it. I am saying my backend is running in 8001. I want to bypass that backend. That means now what I want is, instead of this, I would say that if I just write the IP address, I want to bypass it to 8001. That's what I have said here. Okay, I want to bypass it to 8001. Okay, once I do this much, after this, if I just press control S and then press control X, it would close the file. Okay, so now I'll just check it first. Okay, for checking the configuration, if you have written things perfectly, you just need to type this command sudo nginx flag t. Okay, then you can just paste it here. Okay, so you can see that everything is okay. I want to go inside file again. I need to make one more change here. Okay, so I'll just come back here. Here I need to mention my root directory. Okay, whatever is my root directory. So here you can see that right now, guys, root is mentioned like this. Okay, root is mentioned like this. Actually, it's not working properly. That's why I am getting some kind of issue here. Just a second, guys. Yes. Let me just close it. Actually, I've zoomed it a bit more. I'll just make it to 100%. Maybe that's why there is some issue. Okay, fine. Now I'll just go to that file again. Okay. Yeah, now it's working perfectly. Okay. Yes, so here one thing which you need to make one more change, which is the path of root. Okay, so here what I would say is my backend name. Where is my backend available? So my backend is actually available. Okay, I forgot where is that available. So I'll just click on connect again and connect, and I'll just look for the path in another console. So if I type ls, you can see that my backend running in task manager AWS backend. Okay, so I'll just copy this path. I'll just copy this path and go to this, and I'll just paste it here. That means when you type ls, you can see that it's directly shown, the folder is directly shown. That's why I'm writing it directly. Okay, so that means when you start your EC2, I'm just saying inside the C drive, inside my C drive directly the folder is available. Like you can see that inside C drive we have program files, different folders. Similarly, this is one of our folder which is directly available. Okay, this is our backend code. Now if I just press Control C, okay, Control S, I'm sorry, Control S and Control X, so you can see that now the code is saved. Okay, one more time if I just review it, so you can see that I have added one thing here, that is the root path, my backend's path. Okay, second thing which I have added here is the proxy. That means I have added the port of my backend. That's it. Now if I just save it, so Control S and Control X, now you can see it's done. Just type this command sudo nginx flag t. Okay, just type this command sudo nginx flag t. That's it. Okay, if you type this, it would just check the file for errors. So you can see that there is one problem. Test feed in okay, invalid number of arguments in this file. Okay, okay, I think I made one mistake. Okay, let me just go here. Why can't you connect with your terminal SSH and work with SSH? I have done this, but I generally don't like it. Okay, I have done this in the last video. People who are watching my last video, they know that I did with this with local machine also. That's also fine, but I'm doing this directly with the browser because yeah, it's easy. It's easy, right? That's why I'm doing directly with the browser. Anyways, you can go with the normal machine also. That's what I have taught in the last video. Please watch that. Okay, so एक problem हो गई है. Let me just check what's the problem here. The root path here is having some problem. Okay, let me just copy this part. Okay, let me just copy this part, and what I'll do is I'll just paste it somewhere. Okay, and I think I did one syntax mistake. Let me just look for that syntax mistake, or maybe नहीं यार, मैंने कुछ मिस्टेक कर दी है इसमें. रुक जाओ. What I'll do is nginx config file. Okay, I'll just look for the code. I hope someone has provided that. I will look for that. So yeah, you can see that this one is the default code which you generally get. Okay, that's a bunch I accidentally deleted. Okay, people are like me. Okay, they accidentally messed up with the code. Okay, so you can actually copy this part. You can copy this server part or whatever you want. You can copy this part. Okay, you can copy this part, the server part. Okay, just copy this part. Okay, top server part. And actually what I did was there is one problem with the root location. Okay, there is one problem with the root location, so I'll just look into the root location. I just messed up with the code, that's why there is one problem here. Okay, so let's do this again. Let's do this again. So I'll just copy the whole code, copy this whole code, sorry, this whole code. Okay, copy this part and then go to your instance. Okay, and I'm going to paste it here. Okay, I accidentally made some mistake here, that's why I have to just do things again. Okay, just a second guys. It's taking time. Actually I would have deleted the old file, whole file, but I don't work that much with Linux right now, so I don't know a lot of commands of Linux. Anyways, just just wait. Okay, I'll just mention the changes what you need to do. Just don't do anything right now. I'll just first of all add the default configuration again, then we'll do things. Okay, I think I accidentally missed out something in this file, so I want to add the default configuration which is available, so I'm pasting that again. After that it would be done. Okay, yes, a few more lines. Done. Okay, so guys, what you need to do is I just need to paste the command, paste the file which I have copied from here, all the things which I copied from here. Why? Because I accidentally removed files. Okay, so first of all I have added this much. Okay, I have added this much. Now I just need to look at the configuration. I think first of all I'll just save it. Okay, just a second, don't do anything, I'll just save it. Control, yes, save the buffer. Now I'll just check it. Okay, so you can see right now syntax is okay. This is the basic thing, this is the basic file which you get. Now make the change. Okay, so now I would just go to this default config file. Okay, now I need to make one change. Okay, so here you can see that what change you need is, you need to say, can you tell me what are we doing in this video? I mentioned that in the initial part of the video, we are trying to connect to this domain name. Okay, we are giving the domain name to our backend code. And second thing is, we are using nginx to remove the port. Initially, we are using this port 8001. We are removing this port with the help of nginx. Okay, so let's come back again. Yes, yeah, we have this. Now what you need to do is, in the EC2 instance, first specify the root part. Okay, so your root path is basically which path? Our backend code is available inside task manager AWS backend, right? So I'll just copy this. I'll just copy this. Okay, and then I will paste it here. I think this time it must work. I'll just press Control S, save, and escape, Control X. Okay, then I'll just check the code. Yeah, you can see that the syntax is now okay. So first thing which you need to do is, you need to add the root path. Okay, so I added the root path of my backend. My backend code is running here, so I added the root path here. Okay, into the nginx config file. The second thing which you need to do in the nginx config file is to specify the port. Okay, so your code might not look like this. Okay, there would be some differences. So just do one thing, just comment out everything inside this location. Okay, just comment out everything inside this location. Right now I commented everything inside this location object. Right now, in the next line, what you need to do is, you simply need to copy my code from here. This code is what? This code is what? I provided this repository link in the live chat. I'll also provide it in the description or in the comment section later on. You just need to copy this. This would allow you to bypass this port. Okay, right now you can see if I hit this, you can see you are not able to get anything. But if I write the port, I would get it. Okay, so I need to remove the usage of this port. Okay, I don't need to type the port. Automatically the request would be bypassed to 8001. How can we do that? With the help of Nginx. So I'll just paste the remaining code here. Okay, and this would simply bypass localhost 8001. Okay, because our backend code is running on localhost 8001. Okay, so now my request is I don't need to write this 8001. Without writing this, just write the IP. I will be forwarding my request to 8001 with the help of Nginx. Okay, so now if I just press Control X, Control S for saving, Control X for exit. Okay, now if I check the file again by typing sudo nginxt, so it would just mention, yeah, everything is okay. So now you can see syntax is okay. Since syntax is okay, now I'll again go back to my readme file, and you can see that, yeah, now I'll test this. So now if I just refresh, I think I need to restart things. So for restarting things, what I need to type is, I think I need to type the sudo command. Okay, it would take a few seconds, then it would work properly. Just a second. Okay. And yeah, I need to restart things actually. So for restarting the Nginx, I think I had one command. Just a second. Um, I mentioned it downwards. Sudo systemctl reload nginx. Okay, this is the command. Okay, just copy this command and just paste it here. So it would restart the nginx. Okay, so just paste it here. Okay, so it would reload the nginx. Okay, once it reloads the nginx, let's check. So now you can see that I don't need to write the IP at I don't need to write the port. You can see previously we were writing the port. Now I don't need to write the port. So now one task is done. Now the second task which we need to do is connect this IP address to this domain name harshaljain.in. But yeah, we are connecting it to a subdomain name. Like we are adding this to subdomain name. So let's create a subdomain name first of all. So what I'll do is I'll just click on add a new record. I'll just type a, okay, and I'll just type something like uh, task manager, something like that. You can write anything. Okay, task manager. Okay, and then you need to provide the IP. So I'll just provide this IP, copy and paste it here. Okay, and I would make it valid for 600. Okay, generally people write 600. You don't need to know about TTL. It's like just, yeah, normal duration. Okay, so now you can see there was an error processing your request. Okay, I think there is one problem here. Okay, I think, yeah, this is the problem. If I just save it, now you can see, yeah, you need to just mention the IP address. So you can see that now I have just added the new record. So when I write task manager dot harshaljain dot in, I created a subdomain, okay, named as task manager. So when I write this, this would be loading to my website. Right now it's not connected, but yeah, this would be sending things to my website. So let's wait for a few seconds. And I'll just go to my readme file. Okay, sorry, this one. Now what were the next steps? You can see that, yeah, now what I'll do is, now is the free domain and subdomain type of IP. Okay, okay, go to and add your IP. Okay, so let's reload this. Okay, let's wait for a few seconds. I think it would take some time. It would take a few seconds. Let's wait. Okay. Okay, let me just delete my old record. I'm just checking if it's causing an issue or not. Most probably it must work in a few seconds. It takes time to process your request because, yeah, right now you added a domain subdomain name. Okay, so it would take a few seconds. Let's wait. It didn't work. Okay, I'll just try to edit the name to free. Maybe it's something related to free. I did one mistake. I did one mistake. It was actually HTTP. Okay, okay. Yeah, come back again. Okay, come back again. I'll just change it to task manager. Task manager. Okay, any domain name. You can pick any domain name. Okay, subdomain name. This is the subdomain name. I'll just save it now. Okay, I'll just save it now. You can see now it's done. Now what you need to do is you need to just type HTTP colon. It's HTTP right now, not HTTPS. We'll do this HTTPS. We'll convert this to HTTPS just after a few minutes. First, let's test this for HTTP. So task manager, okay, dot Harshal dot Harshal Jain dot in. Okay, so if I write this, you can see task manager. Oh, yes, now you can see that our backend code is running perfectly. This is what we wanted, but yeah, right now make sure it's not HTTPS, it's HTTP. That means we need to convert this to HTTPS because it's not secure. That means you can't connect this backend to a front end. But I hope now you know that yeah, we have this. Similarly, we can create a lot of URLs. What I'll do is I'll just add one more new record. Suppose you want to add some new domain. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just say that. I'll just say that suppose this is another backend, temp backend. So in future, for future, I'm telling, okay, I message you on Instagram. What's your Instagram username? Please tell me. I don't remember. Okay, so you can see that similarly I created another subdomain which is pointing to some other IP address. This is for pointing to our IP address. This is pointing to some other backend's IP address. So now if I choose this option, just make it A. Okay, so you can create a lot of subdomains for a single domain. So now I hope your confusion might be cleared that if I have one domain name, but I have a lot of projects to create, will I be purchasing multiple domain names? No, you purchase one domain name. Now you can create subdomains for free. You can create this for free. Now what I'll do is similarly you have this. Similarly what I can do is I can just type temp backend, HTTP temp backend. So right now, okay. Right now this IP might not be working, but I hope now you know. Okay, now you know. Okay, so similarly you can do things. Now let's work on task manager. Okay, now let's work on task manager. So I'll go back to task manager which we created. Our backend is running here. Task manager, right? You can see our backend is running here perfectly. Okay, so I'll just copy this. This is the HTTP URL. Now we need to convert this to HTTPS using certificate, SSL certificate. Okay, so we'll come here, okay, into our code. What you need to do is you need to just get an SSL certificate. How you can get that? So here I mentioned the steps. You can see that yeah, now our website is live. What you need to do is you need to first of all install a few things. Okay, sudo snap install core, refresh core. Okay, so these are two packages which we need to install to use certbot. Okay, so if I just paste it, okay, just paste it and hit enter, now you can see that basic packages which are needed are installed. Okay, you didn't respond. What's your username? Please mention your username. Okay. Now you can see that one package is installed. After that, we need to install existing certbot if it's there. There's some old version or unsupported one. So I'll just remove the existing version of certbot. Sudo apt remove certbot. Okay, this would give us free SSL certificate. Okay, now I'll just copy this sudo snap install classic certbot. Okay, so I'll just install this. That means I'm installing the certbot latest one, okay, whatever we want. So you can see that yeah, we installed the certbot. So first uninstall certbot, then reinstall certbot. Okay, now certbot is installed. Now what you need to do is you just need to uh, bring these files. Okay, you just need to bring these files. So just type it as it is. So now these files would be there. Okay, now one more thing is you need to type the sudo nano command. This is the config file of certbot. Okay, just come here, okay, and just paste it, sudo nano. So now here what you need to do is you need, okay, actually sorry, this is the file for nginx. Here I'm sorry, here what you need to do is you need to write the server name, just server name. Okay, so what is your server name? You have to write your server name. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is Actually it must be in next line. Okay, what I'm gonna do is here, just a second, I'll just close it. I'll just restart. Okay. Yes. So in server name here, you need to specify the name of your location. What location? Our location is what? Our location is basically this task manager.harshal.jan.in, right? This is the location. So I'll just copy this. I'll just copy this. Now I will come to my instance. I'll just paste it here. Okay, I'll just paste things here. So copy, paste. Okay, so I've pasted it here. Okay, there is some issue here. I think there is some issue while editing the file in the console. That's why people generally use the local machine. Okay, I'll just close it again. Okay, there is some issue in editing the file here. Okay, just a second. Okay, let's do this again. I'll again go back to the file and I'll just decrease the size because yeah, it happens generally because of the size of the window also. So yes, here you can see service name. Okay, service name. Here I'll just type manually pre, what we have named is as task manager. I'm sorry, TSKMANAGER task manager dot Harshal Jain.in. So this is our domain and this is our subdomain. Task manager is our subdomain and Harshal Jain.in as our domain name, right? So once we add these fields, now you can see, yeah, that's what I have done here also, right? After this, I'll just press Control S and Control X. Okay, now I saved the configuration. Okay, now I just need to reload my Nginx. I just need to reload my Nginx. Okay, so I'll just copy this and paste it here to reload the Nginx. Okay, now once this is done, you just need to assign a cert bot to this specific domain, to this domain. How you can do that? So first of all, copy this part and paste it here. Okay, and then what you need to do is you need to write the domain name. So here you can see what was your domain name. Actually, yeah, it didn't take, okay, it didn't take the commands. Okay, just a second. So I'll just copy this again, copy and paste. Yes, now it would work. Okay, so here you need to write task manager dot Harshal Jain dot in. That means I'm requesting a certificate for this URL, task manager Harshal Jain dot in. I think this is correct. Yeah, task manager Harshal Jain dot in. Perfect. So if I hit enter, now you can see that I'm requesting what you can see that right now it's asking which email address you want to assign it to. So I can specify my email address viraj014@gmail.com. So I'm requesting a SSL certificate basically. Yes, you are agreeing with their policies and you are not willing to get emails. No for emails. Okay, so you can see that now they are requesting a certificate. Okay, SSL certificate. Now you can see that we got a SSL certificate. It's valid till when? You can see it expires on this date. So if I want a renewal, we have a command here. You can see this would actually renewal command sudo certbot renew dry run. Okay, so just copy this command. This would be giving you renewal of the certificate. Okay, SSL certificate. So now you can view your code in HTTPS. Previously we were getting the code in HTTP. Now we can view our code in HTTPS. Okay, so you can see simulating renewal or existing. So yeah, it would actually renew the certificate. Okay, so you can see that now here if I load this, you can see automatically it's working on HTTPS. You can see that now it's totally secure. Achha, if I try this on HTTP, will it work? you can see that automatically it became HTTPS, right? But yeah, you know that now we converted HTTP to HTTPS. What's the benefit of this? This is now a specific domain, okay, specific domain. You can create a lot of domains like this. There is one domain name, we can have a lot of subdomains, right? We can have a lot of subdomains. In this specific subdomain, we are running our backend. We are running our backend. So you can see that we successfully deployed our backend to this domain. Now what you can do is, in the upcoming videos, you can connect this to your front end and you can do a lot of things. But the main job of this is to deploy this EC2 instance into this domain name. You can see that we successfully deployed it. Suppose if I write one route named as /user, so you can see that this was the user route. Similarly, you can perform all the routes on this all that API requests on this specific backend or any other backend which you create, get, post, update, delete, whatever request you want to create, you can do this on this backend, right? But right now I created a very simple backend in the last video, and today we connected it with the domain taskmanager.harshuljain.in, right? So now our backend domain name is ready, right? You can see that our code is also available in the EC2 instance. Okay, so this is going to be really helpful for you in future if you are creating a full stack application and you are using AWS for storing your backend in EC2. Now you know how you can run your backend 24/7 with the help of EC2. You'll get the IP address, how you can connect the IP address to this domain harshuljain.in with the subdomain name of task manager or anything you want, right? So guys, I hope you understood this part. If you have any doubts, you can again message me, because yeah, sometimes the code might change. I have provided this in the live chat, the repo link, but if you are still missing out this repo link, what you can do is you can just visit my GitHub profile. Just type github.com/viraj014. You can follow me here, and also you can check out my Instagram or to contact me. Now just go to the repositories. In the repositories, you will find AWS Nginx SSL domain readme. This is very important. Inside this, I have provided the readme file. You can just go here. We have this instructions.txt. Okay, here you'll get all the instructions, right? You'll get all the instructions, right? Okay, one thing which I'll do is I would just remove this. Okay, I would just remove this one. You can add your own file. Okay, you can add your own stuff here, but yeah, just for temporary purpose, I have mentioned that you have to start your like code with this. Okay, so you have to start your code with the local machine. For local machine, this is it. If you are not using local machine, if you are using this browser based CLI, then you don't need to type this. So I'll just comment this out. Okay, I'll just comment this out, and also in future I'll delete this backend itself, EC2 instance in future, but anyways I mentioned it. Okay, so I've commented this out. If you're using a local machine, if you're using local CLI, first you need to type this command, then all the commands would be working. Okay, from previous video you can watch things. Okay, this is part 2. In the previous video we covered the part 1, everything was done till half, and today we covered the next half, right? So guys, I hope you understood the purpose of Nginx. We used it to bypass the ports. Okay, we used it to bypass the ports. That is, previously what we were doing, we were just writing it this way, 8001. Previously we were writing it this way. We passed this 8000 port by just typing it this much. Okay, we bypassed it, and what next have we done? We simply made it connect with IP. Okay, then that means we simply made it connect with the IP and the domain name. So you can see that now this domain name is actually connected with this IP. That means if I type this domain name, you are actually going to this IP address and showing the content, right? So now you can see that guys, this is working perfectly. I can share this with you all. You can use this backend and you can just create a full stack application with this, right? So I hope you understood the purpose of this video. I'll again explain things in short what we have done till now. Okay, so I'll just write the steps again. Okay, so the first step which we have done was what? Create EC2 instance. That's what we did for first. Okay, second step which we did was, suppose you created an EC2 instance. Second step which you did was you got elastic IP. Okay, you got elastic IP address. What's the elastic IP address? For now, suppose the elastic IP address was let me just write here 6. I think, yeah, this, suppose this was the elastic IP address, so I'll just copy this. Okay, and I will just paste this to Excalibur to explain things. Yes, suppose your IP was this. Yeah, you got the elastic IP, right? This is right now HTTP. Okay, then after getting the elastic IP, what you did was you uploaded backend code to GitHub from local machine, local computer, from your computer, then uploaded backend code from GitHub to EC2. That means now you have the backend code in EC2. Now what you did was you actually used PM2 to run backend code in EC2. That's what we did, okay, till now, till the last video. Okay, that means now if you type this IP, you'll get your backend code running. That means you'll get your IPs running. Okay, your IP address is running perfectly, your APIs are working perfectly on this specific IP address. This is the part one which we did yesterday. Okay, now in part two, what we did was we simply connected this IP. Actually, yeah, this you got this IP, but yeah, your IP is actually working on some specific port like this 8001. Okay, then the sixth step was used nginx, nginx to bypass 8001 port, right? So instead of writing it this way, now we just write this much. Okay, so this is the usage of nginx for us, right? This was the usage of nginx. Okay, now after using nginx, our goal is to connect this to our domain name, whatever we got from GoDaddy. Okay, so I'll just go inside this. The seventh step which we followed was connect, suppose the domain name was http. Okay, right now it's still http // task manager, taskmanager .harshal.jan.in. we connected this to our IP. .335.86. Where we connected, you can see the connection happened here. You can see that I have said that this specific subdomain of harshal.jan.in is going to point to this IP address. That's it, right? So you can see that we have this. Okay, so now what else? You can just come back here. Okay, and what else we did was we got SSL certificate, from certbot. Okay, we got SSL certificate from certbot to make HTTP request secure, that is HTTPS, right? So we did this much. These are all the steps which I have mentioned, and this is all things which we did while last 3 sessions of EC2. Okay, so we did a lot of jobs here, and in short I have written here things. Okay, so yeah, it's actually back end. Perfect. So this was all the things which we done till now. In the last 3 videos, we created EC2 instance, we assigned the elastic IP, then we uploaded our code from local machine to GitHub to EC2 instance, then we ran our code using PM2, then we used nginx to bypass the port, then we connected our domain service with this specific IP address. Okay, then we simply got the SSL certificate to make the domain name HTTPS. Okay, and finally we have this domain name. You can see that this domain name is HTTPS, and we are are able to fetch our backend's responses very easily. Okay, similarly you can write your whole backend, you can connect it with to a database also and things like that very easily, right? And one thing which I'm going to mention is, if you are a Monstack developer and you are using a backend, what you can do is you can use MongoDB Atlas to simply use the link of MongoDB to connect with this backend. That would be the easiest solution. You don't need to push your database anywhere. You have to keep your database in MongoDB Atlas, and you'll be keeping your backend in AWS. Yes. Or as if you want to use your database in MongoDB and AWS, like if you want to store your database in AWS itself, so that's a separate procedure. Okay, that's a separate procedure. For that, you can refer to some other tutorial, how can I store my database in AWS. That's some separate procedure. Okay, but yeah, for MongoDB Atlas, you can go to MongoDB Atlas official website. There you can get a cloud database. You can just use the URL and you can connect with the IP address very easily, right? With the EC2 instance very easily by just knowing Stack. Okay, you must know Stack, then you will be able to connect it MongoDB later on. Okay, but that's some separate thing. Our main job was to run the backend in EC2, so we ran our backend in EC2, right? These were all the steps which I mentioned again. So you can take a screenshot if you want. These are the steps which everyone must follow while storing their code anywhere in EC2, and then they want to run their code live 24/7. So this is the way, this is the exact way. Okay, so I have copied this and I'll also add this to our file here. Okay, I'll just add these things to our file. Yes, so I'll just add the steps to our file. So I've added the steps also. Okay, so now if someone wants to look for the steps, they can. Steps we have followed. Okay, steps we have followed, and these are the commands. Right, these are the commands. Right, so guys, I hope you understood this video. You can refer to my previous videos to understand things completely. Today was part 2, yesterday was part 1, and now in the next video we're just going to finish up things for EC2. That's it, right? So I will see you in the next one with another tutorial on EC2, and then later on we are going to continue with another topics of AWS, and I will see you in the upcoming videos. Till then, have a good day. Bye bye.